Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Power Hour with Sergio. I have some StreamYard difficulties as usual, but I'll make it happen. I can only stay on for about 30 minutes today. I got a few other calls that I need to take, but interesting day, pretty whipsaw day. Big news, obviously, with the Supreme Court decision going against the administration by a vote of 6-3. Um, and if you are trading zero DTEs today and you saw the decision come out and you saw some calls and bought some puts, you got blown out. It is really, really difficult markets. I'm picking my spots. I'm patiently waiting for, whatever I need to do to come to me as opposed to chase. Um, I mean, if you asked me yesterday that the Supreme Court decision would have been against the administration and market would have ripped, I would have gone, I doubt it. But then that's what the markets do. Like I said, I've been saying since I started the channel, markets are here to make everyone wrong. And certainly it's looking that way, right? Although we're getting a lot of whipsaw action, you know, still indexes are going sideways, just like I said on the last video that I put out on Wednesday. Indexes are stuck. There's reasons for that. Please go check that video out. And indexes are stuck because the Max 7 stalled. And basically, pretty much every Max 7 stock is exactly where it was 5-6 months ago. And that's why the indexes are stuck. Secondaries are doing better. But we'll see. We'll see where things are going to end up today. I did add a bunch of positions. I'll go through the positions. Hopefully the screen is going to work. If it doesn't work, I'll post them on the community page of the YouTube channel. You can go check it out. I post it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It is definitely a volatile day on both sides. We're getting sell-offs intraday and we're getting rallies intraday. So just like the indexes on a daily basis are stuck in a range between 675 and 695 on SPY, today we're stuck in a tighter range. So, but the underlying issues, underlying stocks are moving a lot more than the indexes. And obviously there is reasons for that. And, I'm interested in what's going to happen to this range if we do break out or break down. I think either way we're going to get quite a bit of either a sell-off if we took out 675 or if we took out 695. I think we're going to get probably a 5% really quick move in either direction. But with the underlying stocks, a lot of the people, that follow these same 10 stocks. In fact, I have a video coming out about that on noon today. What will happen to these stocks if the market sold off 10%, right? And we know which stocks they are. Everybody's in the AI power generators, IRENs, and things like that. And, Hood and SoFi and whatever, right? And that's what all X talks about. And as if there's no other stocks on the planet. I'm like, okay. I mean, if you looked at the Borg Warner, you wouldn't think the market was going sideways. Boring stock, right? If you looked at a Walmart, although it's selling off and I'm putting a position on actually now, I did some and I'm going to scale in. If you looked at UPS, if you looked at FedEx, if you looked at all these other, major names, they're doing just fine. You wouldn't figure markets sideways, or the other stocks that people follow are taking it, in the wear. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Power Hour with Sergio every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I will be back on Monday with Trading with Sergio and at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And again, Wednesday, I'm going to do this for the rest of the first quarter, and then we're going to adjust because I'm trying to spin 10 different plates. My Telegram chat group figured that out. I can hardly trade. I'm just putting orders in. If they get executed at the levels that I think they're going to get executed, I'm doing them. Otherwise, it's pretty tough. tough on my time, obviously, not tough on anything else. All right, so see, we froze again. Yeah, I mean, StreamYard, I need to find another way of doing this. StreamYard is having issues. All right, good morning, Mike. Good morning. Are we going to watch Trump speak soon? No, I'm not going to watch any of that. I really don't pay any attention to any of that stuff. As I said before, I let the markets dictate. What the markets are telling me is what they're telling me. The rest, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. William, good morning, William. What did William say? Say we get stuck every time I click on something. We're getting stuck, so I might as well. Okay, has to do with the unburdened tax being pulled, and now they can sell their products without uncertainty in the market. Max 7 or way to invest in that. Okay, I'll take that. And actually, I'm just going to go to positions after this. And then William says, now it all depends on the geopolitical mess that's going to be created in the next few weeks. Yeah, actually, they may have pushed forward now, not forward, pushed closer to, it may happen this weekend, actually, just to divert what's happening or what happened with the Supreme Court, but we'll see. We certainly have amassed a massive force in the Middle East at the moment. I mean, you know, when diversion is necessary, what do we do? In fact, one of my favorite movies of all time is a movie called Wag the Dog. I highly recommend all of you go watch it. It's how politics works, geopolitics, or whatever you want to call it. Go USA, especially the women. Figure skating, gold medal. What a amazing young lady. She quit figure skating for 2.5 years and then came back to win the gold. What a performance last night. And Go USA with the women's Olympic hockey team beating their arch rival Canada 2-1 in overtime to bring home the gold. Hats off to these athletes who are not spoiled like some of the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball athletes are, who make 40-50 million and still complain. They don't make the money that these people do. Nobody knows these people unless they make it on the Wheaties box, which I'm sure the gold medal winner of the figure skating is going to get there. But hats off to these athletes. Their dedication, their lifelong training ends up with hardware. And I couldn't be happier about that. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, so we talked about that. Let me just go to the positions. Fingers crossed that the position screen is going to work out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I can't do much about it. Let's see. Oh, it did work. Okay, so let's see where we are. Are we ripping again? Yeah. All right, so let's take a quick look. This is the S&P 500 for 2 minutes, but let's go to the positions real quick. I'll post these on the community page at the end of the day, probably by 2 o'clock. You know, whatever is highlighted is open positions. Whatever is not is not. And let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to add some more to the put debit spreads, but we'll see what happens. I'm long, I'm short, I'm hedging with the put debit spreads on SPY. Trying to keep a balance, actually, but we'll see where we're going to end up today. ASST BMNU options expiring today. I have the 2 calls that I'm short. Sold them at 41 cents. They're down to a nickel. I'll probably buy them back, and then I'm also short the 3s, which are going to expire worthless. Just trying to keep lower cost basis. Yesterday, I sold some put credit spread on ERO Copper Corp. I sold them at 180. Those are the 30/25s going out to March. Regular expiration March. Some Galaxy calls. We'll see where that goes. Actually, this was part of a 4-legged trade that I'm trying to close, but I'll close it at some point. Same thing with Ondas. Really good trade, actually. I had sold put credit spreads and bought call debit spreads with that money. Stock rallied to about 11.5 from 8.5. Made some decent money with that. I sold put credit spreads again on RCL, Royal Caribbean. 310, 300 put credit spreads, so that's working out fine at the moment. Those are also going out to March. These are the put debit spreads. I have on SPY 685, 675, whereas currently 687. A little bit of an unrealized loss, but it's a hedge on the rest of the port. Actually, short put credit spreads on TSLL, which is the 2x ETF of Tesla. 15-12 put credit spreads, and not symmetrically long 15-20 call debit spreads. I may buy the short leg of the call debit spreads, but we'll see where it goes. These are also March regular expiration March. I like doing these trades, the four-legged ones, because it gives you a lot of flexibility. And Walmart, I just started putting this position on with credits. I'm selling the 120 puts, buying the 115s, so that's the put credit spread. 120, 115, and with that money, I'm buying 125, 130 call debit spread. We did some at credit. We did some at 30 cents. I have some more at 50 cents. Yeah, I have some more at 50-cent credit. Hopefully we'll get there. Stock is 121 on the low of the day, so it's definitely being sold. High on the stock was 138 3 days ago. We're at 121. This is Walmart, folks. So let me enter a couple more orders on that. I'm going to do a couple more at 75 cents credit. I don't think the rotation is over. I think it's just a normal sell-off after the earnings. That's happening with a lot of companies, by the way. Even if a well-known company, it is as Walmart. So a couple more at 75 cents. Okay, we did that. Okay. What else? That's about it, honestly. I'll answer the questions in a minute. I want to add some. Should I even add some to the put debit spreads? I probably should. Yeah. Let's see. Where do I add? Actually, I'm going to add some to Borg Warner. It's having a nice pullback after earnings. Amazing earnings on the company, actually. But today, UBS put a sell with a 55, but then Goldman has a buy with a 75. I take Goldman's word over UBS's any day. So we'll have to watch BMNU for expiration. Yeah, Borg Warner, a couple more points to go on that one, I'm pretty sure. So let's take a look at the indexes. Okay. I think you guys can see this, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure. All right, so that's Borg Warner. I'm trying to buy it in a middle Bollinger Band or maybe about 56 range, still 58.50. I don't think it's going to get there. I think, volume is actually doing exactly what it should do. Stock at 70 on earnings. Down to 50, 55, I think, is a sweet spot there. Walmart, 120, 136. 50 MA is 120. I'm scaling in. I don't know where it's going to stop, honestly. Earnings are fine. I'm not sure if we're going to go too much below the 50 MA on this pullback. 134 to 120. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. What else? RCL, I have put credit spreads on. It's bouncing off 50 MA, which it should. That's fine. We'll keep those. Those are really equity efficient trades with the limited downside risk, folks. If you're selling naked puts in this type of market, when the market's whipsawing like that, unfortunately, you're going to blow accounts. This is the SPY daily, 1 year, 1 day. Still going sideways. Go check the video out I put out on Wednesday. Why the indexes are stuck. They have to be because Mag 7 is stuck. And they're just going sideways. I mean, the top Mag 7 stock, obviously, being NVIDIA. NVIDIA, look at that. It's exactly the price as it was last July, August. So that's why indexes cannot go anywhere, because SPX is a market cap weighted index. And the top 10 stocks are probably over 65% of the index. So or some 60, 65, somewhere in that range, maybe even higher. I'm not sure. But within the Mag 7, certain ones are actually looking sickly, such as Microsoft, such as Amazon. Actually, Amazon's rallying today. Google is rallying back again today. So that's why the NASDAQ is strong and SPY is strong. And, literally 10 stocks are moving it. But I'm not interested in those stocks, Let's see where Hood is today. Yeah, Hood's up 50 cents. It's just going sideways before it takes the next leg lower. Whereas SoFi, now with an 18 handle, right? They're in their own bear markets. I'm not sure why people are so infatuated with the same 5 stocks. HIMS, with a 15 handle now. Like, why do I need to mess with any of this stuff? No need whatsoever. But I do believe that if we do take out 695, we're going to get a quick pop to probably 720 on SPY. And if we do take out 675, I think we're going to get a quick move to 655 or 653 range where the 200 EMA is at. So we'll see. We'll see how this is going to all resolve. I'm pretty sure it'll resolve itself pretty soon. The longer we go sideways, the bigger the move is going to be. So watch for those levels. Let's see if they hold. What else? So let's talk quickly about crypto. This is Ethereum. I mean, it took the leg down. What is it going to do now? Another leg down coming up? Potentially. Or are we trying to try to base here and get a little anemic rally going back to some of the resistance levels? Like maybe 2,400 on Ethereum and 75,000 on Bitcoin? I'm not sure, honestly. If you look at it, the washout day was last couple of weeks ago on Thursday when Bitcoin hit 60,000 and Ethereum hit 1,800. So we bounced just a little bit off of that. In fact, the next day we bounced 10%. So, but yeah, I mean, if you don't understand what's going on with MNAV, if you don't understand, any of that stuff, please don't be messing with BMNR or any of that. There's many other stocks that you can trade. So Tesla, I mean, it's low risk trade really. If we take out the 200 EMA, I'm out of there. Take my L and move on. But if we're basing here, there's a move to 450 first and then 500 next. But we got to be patient. That's why I put on smaller positions now. I can't anticipate the move, but then I don't want to miss the move either. So that's why I put on small positions and then I'll scale in. And if it goes the wrong way, then, I'll take my little L and get the heck out of Dodge. That's what you have to do. And most of these trades are defined risk downside trades. So, yeah, I mean, there's a time to put gas on and there's a time to back off. This is the time to put a little bit of the gas on. Because until the sideways action on the indexes are resolved, most stocks like Tesla are just going to keep going sideways. And then is it too quiet before the storm? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have to find out. Market will tell me the story. I just follow the market. I don't follow anybody else. I have my thought process. This is the interest rates, TLT. Actually, interest rates are going up a little bit today. Dollar index is doing the same thing it's been doing. Gold and silver are rallying today. Have they bottomed? This is it? Are they going to go retest their highs? We're going to find out. Actually, I have a ZSL position that worked out beautifully. ZSL is the inverse ETF of SLV, 2X ETF. I have the 2-3 strangle. Stock is 212. Both sides are going to expire worthless. Next month, I'm going to put on the 2-2 strangle on this. Because I took in 94 cents. My lower my cost base is 94 cents. One more month, my cost base is going to be like 50 cents on this thing. So happy with that. Let's see if BWA is pulling back. I really like that stock quite a bit. No, actually, it's going the other way. Let's see if Walmart, we're going to do more at 50 cents. Nope, that rallied as well. We'll see. Patience. You just gotta be patient with these things. I like ERO. I put the position on, put credit spreads there. RCL. So I'm doing what I want to do when they get to where I want to do them. You know, the 3Ps rule, right? Patience, position size, and planning. The rest is up to the market gods. Once you put the position on, you have an exit strategy. Once the exit is set, you take your small L's or you just take the nice profits, like I did with ONDS this week. I had a bunch of put credit spreads. I think I had 25 of them. 10, 7.5 put credit spreads. Turned around, bought the 10, 15 call debit spreads with that money. Actually, initially, the stock position went against me for a couple days. Well, what did I do? I go buy the short side of the calls. Because on a call debit spread, you're long. I was long the 10, short the 15. Stock pulls back. Buy back the 15s. Leave the 10s alone. Then stock rallies from about 8.5 to 10, 11.5. Okay, what happens? Put credit spreads go down, calls double, sold the calls first, bought the short leg of the puts. Now I'm holding the short leg, the long side, only the long side of the put out of that four-legged animal. So that's why I ended up long March 7.5 puts, and today's stock is actually getting sold off, but down 11%. So if we get more sell-off, I'll sell those with a profit. So then, I like the flexibility. I really do like the flexibility of the four-legged trades. But then not always is the right thing to do. So, you got to structure the trade that's the most beneficial for you. And not for you, but for what you're seeing. You can't just go, I'm going to do four-legged trades all the time. You just can't work like that. You just have to have all the tools in your toolbox and use the proper tool for the proper situation. Like a carpenter. You can't go use a chisel to take a screw out. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to mess the screw and you're going to mess the chisel. So for me, have all the tools. I've had all the tools for years, obviously decades. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inform and educate, but I listen to the markets. Markets know best. Can't argue with the market, because if you ask me again and again this morning, Serge, tomorrow, the Supreme Court is going to decide 6-3 against Trump and the tariffs, I would have said, oh man, I should have bought some puts. Explode in your face on that one. So, I don't know. I mean, I haven't read the whole decision, honestly, and I really don't want to. Market's going to tell me what it's going to do. So, with that said, let's just go back to the positions real quick. Not much is going on. I mean, we're getting a lot of big moves, though. A lot of sharp moves on SPX today, or SPY. A lot of big old candles happening. Just like last 2 minutes, right? We sold off. Now we're ripping. So, just patience. Yeah, I don't want to jump the gun on BWA. I really want to do it. On this one, I'm going to do a four-legged trade, though, for sure. I'm going to sell 57.5, 55 put credit spread, and then buy the 60-65 call debit spread with that if it pulls back a little bit more. I like to do these overall with credit, so in case there's an assignment situation going on, I can deal with it. Yeah, Walmart, I definitely want to do this at 120 without a question. I'm going to go heavy, but I'll step on the gas on this one. I'm pretty certain we're going to get a bounce. If the stock has top for good, which it may have, I don't know. It's been outperforming. It's expensive stock, obviously, compared to other retailers. But, it has the pullbacks, but it's been in an uptrend. It's in an uptrend, and you got to step up. So if it presents itself with an opportunity at 120, I don't know where the 50 MA is at on this. Let me see where the 50 SMA is at. So every time I click, the screen is freezing. But we'll survive for half an hour, I'm pretty sure. So 50, yeah, just about there, actually. Let's see where we're at, about 119. 119 to 120, I will put on a full position on this. I put on some. but I'll put on full position between 119 and 120, and I'm pretty sure we'll get a bounce back to the middle Bollinger Band, and which is about 125, 126, maybe 127. We exit with profits and then let the stock do what it's going to do. Could it retest the high? Of course it could. I don't know. But then, as my mentors told me a million times, right? What did they tell me? They told me bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Let's not be pigs. That's all there is to it. You can't be a pig in this market. You got to take what the market's giving you. Otherwise, you're going to be broke. And I don't want to be broke. All right, so I'm going to go to the front, answer some questions, and then say goodbye at 10:30. You got about 5 minutes. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Nobody, no questions? Okay. Yeah, we're freezing. But we'll survive. Any other questions? Any questions at all? I'll post these positions on the community page, so no worries. I'm seeing myself all over the place on the screen. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're back. Okay, if there's no questions, have a good weekend. Again, my hat's off to the women's Olympic team. Gold medal in figure skating and gold medal in ice hockey. Yes, those are the real heroes. Have your kids look up to those people as opposed to some dumbass basketball player who makes 35 million and still complains. Okay, but what else? Any other questions? No questions? No questions. Am I going to listen to the Trump? No. No questions. Okay. Good morning, Manny P. You just showed up and I'm about to leave. I have couple of other really important calls today, so I want to be getting ready for that. And Triple R. What's Triple R, Traveler? I don't know what that is. Is that a stock? Yeah, phrasing again. Okay, I'm gonna go. Is Triple R a stock? I think it is. I think it's in my 52-week high list, isn't it? I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, we froze again. Okay, cool. Triple R. Red Rock Resorts, right? Yeah, that's in my 52-week high list. Beautiful stock. Doing the right thing. Yeah. All right. So with that said, I'm going to end. Have a great weekend. Stay healthy. I'll be back on Monday with better internet and less plates to spin, hopefully. And see you all on Monday.